G'day, Craig.
Well, good day, Russ, and good day to everybody out there. My name is Craig Jamieson. Welcome to Taters and Shrimps on the Barbie, and I'm joined today by my co-host from Queensland, Australia. This is an international affair, and I'm in Boise, Idaho, so I picked the guy that was the farthest away I could possibly get, and that's Ross Keating. So, Ross, here we go. Why don't you give him a little bit of background on yourself?
Okay, hey, thanks, Craig. And yes, I am on one of the warmest places and best places to live on the planet, on the Gold Coast of Australia. Nice and warm down here today, Craig. Yeah, we're mostly sweat, having about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. I think you can relate to that temperature in summer.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Uh,
I can relate to it in about 3 months.
did I tell you the water temperature is about 75 degrees? But hey, it's great to be here, and it's great to have people join us today to talk about the single source of customer truth. And this is a subject that I'm really, really passionate about. I've been involved in customer relationship management strategy systems and anything CRM for over 20 years. And I've come through when the first CRMs were coming out. And there's Goldmine, and there was a thing called Tracker and Act, were the ones that people were using back in those days. And I was actually using a in-house developed CRM for the organisation I was working with at that time. And I've gone through it, and I've been consulting for more than 15 plus years. And the thing, I don't really mind what CRM people use, but what they need to do now is really focus. The whole idea of a CRM is to have better interactions with your customers so they will buy more from you. And the best way to do that is everybody in the organization knowing what they do and who said what to whom. And as a customer, a prospect, a business connection, their suppliers. If you have the user CRM, and I'm so passionate about people being open across the organization of what's going on, because the better they know what's been said to people, the better that they can provide the service and make a great customer experience.
Well, great. Good. Well, we're going to talk about that today. So, a little bit about me. I'm I'm a Canadian citizen. I was born in Canada. Kind of grew up in Los Angeles. Started my professional career down there in office equipment. I've been in Idaho for the last 40 years. Like Ross, I was an early user of CRM using things like Act, etc. I actually got started on a project called Telemagic, which was actually a DOS-based program. But most of my background more recently has been in the electric sign industry, although for the past 15 years I've been independent as a consultant. And I was thinking about, the miracle of the things we do like this today. And one of my jobs in the past was I was a sales manager for an AV firm, commercial audio visual firm. And this was right when video teleconferencing was coming out, and it was only available for pretty much government and enterprise. The entry level for a video conferencing system was over $10,000, and then you had to have one on the other end, which was another $10,000. So things have come a long way. But we're going to be holding these sessions every other week. I think, as Ross says, a fortnight. That must be a Australian thing. We're going to be talking about business growth, tips, hacks, certainly CRM, sales, marketing, business planning process. Ross is an all-around business consultant. As I've said before, if you've watched these, I'm kind of a sales guy. That's kind of my bread and butter. So we certainly invite you to leave comments and questions. And if we can't cover them today, I think it's also great if there's things that you would like to see us talk about in a future session, please leave those down in the comments and we'll try to integrate those in. So our discussion today, and we talked about this a little bit on one of our previous sessions, but Ross wants to go into it a little bit more depth today, is how we manage our relationships with our prospects, our customers, suppliers, and business connections. And specifically, it's about using your CRM as a shared database. through multiple departments and not just sales. It becomes a single customer source of customer truth, with the goal of servicing that customer as a team to the best you possibly can to create a long-term relationship. So, Ross, when we talk about the single source of customer truth, why do you think that's so important, and how do you go about creating something like that?
Craig, the reason why I'm so passionate and I try to get that implemented in businesses that I work with so passionately is that the more you know about your customers and prospects and business connections, the better you can develop the relationship with them, but also and make sure that everybody is on the same page when you're talking with them. And can you remember when you were in sales going into a customer and looking to get more sales out of them, and they said, well, I'm actually on this, your accounts have put me on a stop credit because we haven't got something. Did you ever find that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I turned around, I walked back out. That's bad. No.
Did you ever go back?
Well, after they paid up.
Yeah. And that was really frustrating. I had a sales team that was in the same boat, and it didn't take much. And we had to get a license subscription for the accounts person. And when we started working with the accounts person, they understood what we were trying to do with the customer, because we actually briefed them on what why this customer was important, or they were just a customer that we wanted to keep, but we didn't, they weren't a special in the top 10 or top 20 or whatever. And by doing that, what we were able to do is make sure that the sales team knew what the accounts people, receivable people were doing, that they were following those people up and saying, and they warn them, we're going to put this person on stop credit if we can't do it. Can you have a chat to them to see if we can loosen up the change? And we worked as a team, and we actually reduced the debtors that way by 30%. Our money outstanding was reduced by 30%. And that was because we were open between the organizations. And that was one of the biggest ones. And the other one is I've worked with organizations where they had multiple systems, and we'll get into that later on. But it's that single source of customer truth is your accounting, it's your customer service, it's your sales team, and it's the support team, the sales enablement people providing what information as much as that can. For a small organization, a CRM is it, but you've got to make sure that the people are using it so that everybody uses it. And people think of CRMs, I've got that and I can check up on the sales team and make sure they're dealing quotas. It's not about that. It's making life simpler for the salesperson so they're more efficient, more productive, because a CRM can help you increase sales. It can help you reduce your expenses. It can help you get bigger bang for your marketing buck. It can improve the productivity and the efficiency of your staff. And then ultimately, you're going to increase your profitability. And you'll be less stressed, more relaxed, because everybody's working together and you're achieving those objectives. That's the whole idea of having a CRM. It's not to record notes. It's to do all those things, sell more stuff. And that's why I'm so passionate. But sometimes you can't do it with one system. You have to link systems or use multiple systems, but do it knowingly.
Okay. So you touched on it, but going a little bit more depth here. So I'm really interested. So you've got all these different departments that are in a business, and of course, part of this is going to be dictated by the size of the business. Obviously, if you're dealing with an enterprise level company versus a small business, but you have all these various different departments. So maybe you can touch on those. And then the question becomes, can you do this all through your CRM, or what can you do in a CRM, and what are you going to have to do outside of the CRM, like in the accounting software, for example? Or can you link the two together in some fashion?
Right. Okay, well, let's just stick with the broader thing first. What is a CRM? It's a customer relationship management system. And now I'm finding it's broader. People, when they talk about customer management systems, they're now including the assumption that it includes a marketing automation of some kind, about the ability to send out emails to the group, the mass database, the monthly newsletter, the fortnightly, the weekly update, whatever it is, using it for that. And also, to some extent, some businesses are wanting to have drip campaigns going out. So, they go into a particular way of a campaign of bring them on board, it might be, or they're responding to something, now they're going to get the follow-ups. So it depends what they're looking for. But that's what a CRM is. It can be all of those things. And it's not just a contact management system anymore. It means more. So it depends on the scale of the organization and your investment and what you want out of it. The biggest thing that I find is that people, and it goes back to the basic discussions. Why do you want a CRM? What is the objective? How will it help you increase your sales, reduce expenses, get a bigger bang for your marketing budget? How will it do that? And if you have to have those goals in mind, otherwise I can guarantee you within 18 months to 24 months, you will sit there and say, that was a waste of time and money and space, and I hate CRMs. It's because you have to work it into the business. How's it going to make life easier for the salesperson, the customer service people? And if you look at it from that point of view, and today we have advantage of having access to world-class systems because they're online, primarily online, and they've got hundreds and thousands of people giving them comments on how they can improve it, and we get the latest update. You don't have to spend another $20,000 or pay a service to get it. You just turn it on the next day, and you got the latest and greatest from that company, CRM, and that is really invaluable. But it also is about process. What are your processes? Because you've got to document your processes, workflows, your marketing flows, the sales process, and what's the quotation from prospect to sale. You've got to document these so you're repeatable. Everything is repeatable, and that's where the efficiencies and productivities come from. But then you can start getting it connected because you know what the customer journey is from the time you put something out on the website to they ask for the lead magnet, the free ebook, whatever, to getting it going. And if you've got that just makes so much easier. But people keep on thinking, well, I want this. I want to customize, and I work on the 80-10-10 rule. When you get a CRM, it should do 80% of what you want today. When you turn it go live, that's it. It should be doing 80% of what you need. Somewhere in the next 3 to 9 months, there's another 10% of things that you want it to do. And hopefully it can be customized. You might not get all of that, but you get most of them. But there's 10% that you would really like, which means that you're trying to make it like you're working now. And that's to me, the worst you can do, because it blows out the timelines, it blows out the efficiencies, because you've got old ways of doing things, and it costs your budget is blown out completely. And that's one of the biggest things. So I call it the 80-10-10. You're going to have 80%. You're going to have 10% that you'll get within 12 months, and you'll never do the last 10% because it's just not cost effective to do that. Because today you've got world-class systems, and now you have to think, is my system, what I do, world-class? Or can I use this? And CRM is nimble, brought in the workflows. If we talk about nimble CRM, both you and I solution partners. You've got workflows. HubSpot and the marketing automation ones that specialize in marketing automation have campaigns that you are systemized, that you can go through, that includes SMS. So you've got to look at those processes to get that bang for your buck. And the other thing with CRMs and a single source of customer truth is training. And you know the benefits of training because you've offered training and you do training as part of your thing, Craig. Because it's $25 a month or only $80 a month or a subscription, depending what systems you've got, maybe more. Invest in the training, because if you don't have the training from the professionals, you don't get the efficiencies quickly, and you get bad habits. And the sooner you develop that, you can get it. And I had an organization where they had a CRM, cost them a load, and the staff weren't using it or using it ad hoc. And we gave them some reasons to update it. And we gave them the training, and we helped them, and we said, look, you get the data up to date as well, help us over a period of time. And we gave them some incentives, going out to dinner, movie tickets and that thing. And then within 3 months, every one of those sales team members, but one, said, don't take this away from us, because they were sharing information when they went on leave. Somebody could take over their territory, and they came back, they knew what had happened. That was really great. And there were the next tasks were set up for them. So that's why, if we look at it from that point of view, you might have some comments on some of those. Correct.
Well, I mean, I see, certainly, sales, marketing, customer care, those to me seem to be integral CRM type applications. And I think that, the average customer is going to have to weigh out. It's going to depend on the size of their organization. It's going to depend on, the amount of money that they want to spend or they're willing to spend. Certainly as you get into, you mentioned Nimble's like $25 a month per user or $19 a month paid annually. So that's pretty low entry. As far as that goes, there's CRMs out there that are free. So that's even low entry. Or you can spend hundreds of dollars per person, and you can spend, you want to go for the full meal deal, you can spend thousands and thousands for customizations, and then you can have somebody on staff that's going to maintain it and all that. So, I mean, when you say, well, I want it to be, my experience has been that most of the time CRM is not going to do 100% of what you would like it to do. But if it can do 80% of what you'd like it to do, and you're going to get a great return from that, maybe that's a good trade-off for you. So that's a decision that people have to make individually. You pointed out the training. I mean, that's so critical, and I think we need to have a session on just, things to watch out for before you even decide to invest in a CRM. And I think one of the things is going to be, you're going to have to be willing to, to get some decent training. I mean, I think half the people that I work with have probably been using Nimble for like a year or more and never got any training. And, you get on there and you take a look at the database and you're going, well, you're not even using it. Well, there's so many different ins and outs. And I think Ross and I both concentrate on, on not just the nuts and the bolts, but this is why you want to do this and why you're going to get the return if you do this. And this is how you can help it to, to make your job easier and to make you more effective. And these are ideas on how to leverage it. So, I think that's really important. So, Ross, you got any last minute things you'd like to throw in there? We'll kind of.
Well, we got another couple of hours, have we?
You know what? I'm desperate to see if we can get like a full recording on LinkedIn. So we're gonna do it today.
Okay. Hey, with the we talked about using which systems, certain departments, divisions can do it. The small organizations, if they use the CRM, are going to get efficiencies because they're going to see the data. I've got customers who have improved and they swear by this using the CRM because we've got them to incorporate into their processes. I've got business brokers using it. I've got technology people using it, and they've got their workflows of how to contact their prospects, how to manage their sales calls down into the cities like Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane. It all makes a difference, and they're getting this information, and we're able to make sure that they're not dropping the ball. The biggest thing that I find is that people say that we're not following up the quotes, and we know that. Only 8% of salespeople follow up more than 5 times. That That's going to do it. But you've got the marketing team, the sales teams, customer care, accounts, and management. So you've got different needs with those. And if you've got multiple systems, I worked with one company where they had 7 legacy systems that were not designed, they were administrative type systems, and they weren't designed to be a CRM. So we developed the CRM, and we had these 7 systems, and we brought in flat files, CSV files to update the system. And we said, this is the single source of customer truth. So when the call center was using this single source of customer truth and a person changed their address, it couldn't send out a thing automatically and update it electronically. But it sent a notice to the administration area in one of those 7 areas and said, this person has changed their address, update the legacy system, for want of a better word, with these details. We said that everything in the CRM was the truth, nothing but the truth. Now, you've got accounting systems like Xero and MyOb and QuickInbox and things like that. Nowadays, some of those CRMs have got direct links that enable you to take some data and update that. Take advantage of it, but don't swamp your system with it. Know what you want, why you want it. That's the biggest thing. You can use tools like Zapier. There's a whole raft of those. They do cost a little bit more money to do, but you're able to get integrations with your website. So if people are filling information there, they can link in. Some CRMs actually enable you to put some code there that takes the data from there and puts it and updates your CRM. But Good. Use those tools, but know which ones why you want it. You can get too much data. And that's what I found. People got collected data, then, we don't need all that data. Workflows, processes are the key things, and a CRM can do that. They've all got this, and when you can do campaigns from them, segment the database. Segment, because you personalize the campaign, the information. That's the key. The more you know about customers, the more you can make it into groups, and you can make it more relevant. And that's really, really important. If you can do segmentations around all that type of thing, the buyer persona, their personality types even. We've had that discussion. Those are the things your CRM can do. Single source of customer truth, and I guarantee if you use it regularly across the organization and make people and get people, show them the benefits, what's in it for them with it. You show them that, you will increase your sales. You will decrease your expenses. You will get a bigger bang for your marketing buck because you'll be more targeted and knowing where you're getting the leads from and the sales from. And you will get more efficiency and productivity for you and your team, and you get more profit. And everybody will be less stressed, more relaxed, and they'll be able to help achieve the business and personal goals. That's it.
There you go. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Thank you for sitting in. I was going to say you could, you see the ticker tape at the bottom there where you can get in touch with myself or Ross. But, Ross is the producer of the show, and I'm just looking here, and it's so nice of him. He's only got my name up there. I'm Craig at adaptivebusiness.com. I guess he doesn't want anybody to get in touch with him. So,
okay. I'll put mine up there.
What's your email address?
Well, my email address is, that's a good point. I haven't got that one written.
Well, there he is. Now he is Network with Ross. Oh, now he's getting them up. It's a little bit late. This is probably not on the recording. So, but anyway, thank you again, and we'll look forward to talking to you here in another couple of weeks. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Hey, thanks very much, Craig. Great to see everybody. Any questions at any time, give Craig or I a call. We've always got 30 minutes to talk to people about their ideas and to try and help them. Okay, thanks very much, folks. Have a fantastic day, Craig. I'm going to go to the beach. Don't know about you.
Not me. Well, we don't have a beach, so that makes it easier.
That's it. Okay. Hey, catch you later on.
Bye-bye now.